Hello and welcome to SatTV Week. I'm Richard Hooper. O3b Networks has announced a multi-year agreement to provide trunking services to Solomon Telecom Company Limited, which trades as Our Telecom. Under the agreement, Our Telecom will use O3b as their backhaul provider for the Solomon Islands to the Internet. The Solomon Islands is the fifth largest nation in the Oceania region, behind Australia, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand and Fiji, with over 1,000 islands and an extremely dispersed population. Our Telecom is currently rolling out ADSL and embarking on 3G implementation to main islands. Intelsat is commemorating its 50th anniversary of providing critical telecommunications and video content distribution infrastructure for businesses, organisations and governments around the world. In honour of its anniversary, the company created a video library featuring 50 interviews with contributors to the earliest days of the commercial space sector, as well as the business leaders responsible for today's innovations. Following on from the launch of DORISA and Milena Galileo satellites, complementary observations gathered after separation of the Galileo FOC M1 satellites on the Soyuz flight VS-09 have highlighted a discrepancy between targeted and reached orbit. Despite the non-nominal orbit, the satellites are safely under control after they were released from the launcher upper stage, and their orbital position was determined by the European ground teams deployed at ESOC in Darmstadt, Germany. Controllers there, in cooperation with the satellite manufacturer O3b, confirmed the good health and the nominal behaviour of both satellites. A procedure to deploy the solar arrays that had remained partially folded on both satellites was successfully executed on the first satellite in the course of Monday night. A similar procedure will be executed soon on the second satellite. Both satellites continue to be kept in a safe state, correctly pointing to the Sun, properly powered and fully under control of the ESA and CNES integrated team, and the teams of O3b deployed at ESA's control centre. In parallel, the teams are investigating the possibilities to exploit the satellites to their best despite the non-nominal injection orbit and within the limited propulsion capabilities of the satellites. Airbus Defence and Space is expanding its TerraLink satellite connectivity service portfolio with the introduction of new services for enterprise users based on the next generation New Tech Dialogue satellite communications platform. Airbus Defence and Space are the first to use the eagerly awaited New Tech platform launched earlier this year. The new services now available offer a significant boost in service flexibility and link efficiency towards service providers and end users. Digital Globe has released the first images taken with the Excelis built integrated superspectral imaging system on the WorldView 3 satellite, which launched last week from Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. The images taken at 670 kilometers above Earth are of Madrid, Spain. Excelis built the integrated superspectral imaging system consisting of a telescope, sensor and shortwave infrared system, making WorldView 3 the first high-resolution commercial imaging satellite to feature such capabilities and allowing Digital Globe to expand its imagery product offerings. And finally, Applied Satellite Technology Limited has purchased the minority interest in AST Australia and is now a wholly owned subsidiary of AST. The new management team will be led by Richard Coston in the role of General Manager and Sales Director, supported by Grant Jameson, Technical Manager, and Neil Jameson, Regional Manager. Sandy Johnson, Business Strategy Director of AST, will also be joining as a newly appointed board member. AST Australia has recently been awarded a sizable and long-term contract with the Australian Customs and Border Protection Service for the supply of a long-range communications equipment and satellite network services solution. That's all for this week. Thanks for watching.